Some men wait months, even years, begging for her attention, but the Playboy, he gets her in bed before the sheets even know her name. Why does this happen? Why do women, smart and selective women, give themselves so freely to a man they just met, while keeping another man in the friend zone for eternity? Is it manipulation? Is it magic? No. It's psychology, energy, and game. And today, I'm about to break it down for you, raw, real, and unapologetically. Because if you don't understand how Playboys think, act, and seduce, then you'll always be confused why he got her after one night, and you are still sending good morning texts she never replies to. There's a crucial difference between men who chase and men who attract, and this difference defines the success of Playboys. A Playboy does not chase after women like a dog chasing a car. He walks into the room, fully secure in his own presence, and draws her attention like a magnet. The average guy tries too hard, overcompensating with compliments, gifts, or acts of service in the hopes of earning a woman's affection. But the Playboy flips this dynamic. He doesn't approach women from a place of lack or neediness. He approaches from abundance. He believes and behaves as if he has options, and ironically, that's what gives him options. When a man doesn't chase, he communicates that he is high value. This isn't about arrogance, it's about self-assurance. Women are biologically drawn to leaders, to confidence, to men who don't need their approval. A man who chases often suffocates a woman with attention, trying to prove he's worthy. In contrast, the Playboy silently demands attention just by being present. He's grounded, composed, and exudes a calm certainty that speaks louder than words. Instead of overreaching, he holds back just enough to pique curiosity. Women are emotional detectives. They can smell desperation from miles away. And when they sense a man isn't trying too hard, it challenges them. Why isn't he chasing me like the others? That single question triggers intrigue. From there, the Playboy has her attention, not because he begged for it, but because he pulled it in effortlessly. And once a woman is curious, the door is open. That's the moment a Playboy begins the true art of seduction, not through effort, but through intention. The secret behind a Playboy's success isn't in what he says, but in what he makes her feel. Attraction is rarely logical. Women don't sit and calculate who is most worthy. They feel drawn to someone based on emotional resonance. Playboys are masters at creating instant emotional impact. They don't engage in shallow small talk. Instead, they speak in ways that connect deeply or provoke excitement. Whether it's through humor, flirtation, confidence, or challenge, they make her feel something unforgettable in the first few minutes. The average man plays it safe, afraid to step outside the lines, afraid to make a bold comment or flirtatious gesture. In doing so, he becomes forgettable. But Playboys trigger emotion, and with women, emotion is everything. Whether she feels seen, thrilled, teased, or intrigued, she's engaged. And engagement is the first step to intimacy. A Playboy might use silence strategically, might stare just a moment too long, might let his words linger with a slight undertone of seduction. Not enough to be vulgar, but just enough to stir her curiosity. And once curiosity meets emotion, a woman's defenses lower. She no longer sees him as a stranger. She starts seeing him as an experience. Playboys are experts at creating experiences in real time. They understand that the goal isn't to impress her mind, it's to awaken her senses. And when that happens, the logical part of her brain shuts off. She doesn't rationalize why she feels drawn to him. She simply follows the feeling. That's the power of emotional impact, and that's why so many women end up physically involved with Playboys so quickly. It's not logic. It's chemistry created intentionally on purpose in minutes. Flirting is a language, and Playboys speak it fluently. Unlike the hesitant or overly polite man who fears coming off as inappropriate, a playboy flirts boldly but tastefully. He doesn't shy away from sexual energy. Instead, he owns it with precision. He may give a compliment with weight, not just about her appearance, but about the way she carries herself. He may brush her hand when passing something, allowing that touch to spark. He'll use eye contact like a weapon, locking eyes long enough to make her heart race, then breaking it just before it becomes too intense, creating a roller coaster of anticipation. His words are suggestive, not crude. He uses innuendos sparingly but effectively, embedding desire into casual conversations. And most importantly, he calibrates everything based on her response. If she leans in, he escalates. If she pulls back, he adjusts. This fluid back and forth is what makes flirting an art form rather than a checklist. The average man is too afraid to take the risk, or he goes too far too fast and crashes. But the playboy understands the power of subtlety. He doesn't need to say, "I want you," when his tone, gaze, and energy already scream it. The way he listens, the pauses in his voice, the softness in his laughter, all of it builds a sensory experience. And through this language of flirtation, he builds desire not by demanding it, but by inviting it. Women are wired to respond to sexual confidence that's controlled, not chaotic. And the playboy's mastery of flirtation tells a woman, "I know what I'm doing, I'm not guessing." That certainty is intoxicating. It bypasses her filters and taps into her primal curiosity. She starts to wonder what being alone with him would feel like. That wonder quickly evolves into fantasy. And fantasy, when paired with emotional safety and excitement, often leads to immediate physical connection. Timing is everything in seduction, and playboys treat it like a dance, knowing when to lead, when to pause, when to spin her mind with mystery. They don't rush the moment, while average men are eager to escalate, often killing the mood with premature touches or awkward moves. Playboys know how to delay. That delay is not hesitation, it's control. They know that anticipation intensifies desire. From the moment they meet a woman, they're planting seeds. Subtle looks, slight compliments, well-placed silences, shared laughs. They escalate slowly, like warming up a flame, never jumping into intensity too quickly. This calculated slowness creates tension, and tension is the heartbeat of seduction. A look that lingers 1 second longer than usual, a pause in conversation that feels charged, a lean-in that almost becomes a kiss but stops just short. These are moments that ignite desire far more than direct moves. And the beauty is, this timing makes her feel like she's choosing too. It's not just something happening to her, it's something she's participating in. That feeling of mutual seduction is powerful. It gives her permission to surrender without guilt. The average guy rushes to take the prize, but the playboy builds toward it, letting her excitement grow naturally. He doesn't pressure, he provokes. He doesn't demand, he invites. And through that graceful sense of timing, he creates a space where her desire blooms on its own. The moment they kiss or touch or move toward intimacy, it feels inevitable, like something they've both been waiting for. And because he made her feel it step by step, it doesn't feel like a one-night stand. It feels like an experience she chose, craved, and will remember. It's a huge misconception that women only sleep with rich or stunningly handsome men. The truth is, women sleep with emotionally intelligent men, those who make them feel understood, desired, and safe in their vulnerability. A playboy may not always be a 10/10 in looks, but he scores high in awareness. He reads her expressions, notices her mood shifts, and adapts his approach without ever seeming desperate. This emotional calibration is rare and deeply attractive. It shows that he's not just focused on the goal, he's focused on the moment. He listens deeply, asks the right questions, and responds in ways that show presence. He can tease her with a smile, then soften with an insightful comment that makes her feel emotionally seen. That range is powerful. It disarms her. While most men are stuck in their heads trying to remember pickup lines or imitate alpha behavior, the Playboy is focused on her. He's tuned in. He catches the subtle cues, like when she plays with her necklace or shifts in her seat, and he responds with timing that feels effortless. That kind of awareness makes a woman feel chosen, not targeted. And when a woman feels chosen, her guard falls. She starts to trust, not just him, but her own feelings around him. That internal shift is where intimacy begins. Physical attraction without emotional intelligence is shallow. But when both are combined, the result is electric. She feels safe enough to let go, excited enough to want more, and curious enough to explore without fear. That is the emotional environment Playboys create, not through manipulation, but through mindful presence. The final key ingredient in the Playboy's success lies in his unwavering self-worth. He does not derive his value from how women react to him. He walks into every interaction with the mindset that he is already enough, and this internal belief system makes him emotionally untouchable. He doesn't get nervous if she rejects him. He doesn't try harder if she pulls back. He simply continues being himself. That level of self-possession is rare and magnetic. Women are drawn to men who don't need them because it signals that the man is whole within himself. Most men approach women from a deficit, subconsciously begging to be accepted or validated. But the Playboy's vibe says, I'm good with or without you. That attitude flips the script. It forces the woman to consider why she wants him. It makes her question why she's so affected by his presence, and once she starts asking those questions, the power has shifted. This power isn't abused, it's respected. The Playboy understands that control isn't about domination, it's about clarity. He knows what he wants, and he won't settle or beg to get it. That self-worth is what keeps him calm under pressure, patient during seduction, and relaxed if things don't go his way. And ironically, that very detachment is what keeps women coming to him. Because in a world full of men who try too hard, the one who doesn't try at all, but still commands respect, stands out. He becomes the fantasy. He becomes the story she tells her friends. He becomes the man she never meant to sleep with that fast, but did, because everything about him made her feel it was the right choice in the moment.